Alright, looks like the run's going. I'm going to be joined in a moment by Sinister One, who's going to come in here and join me on commentary. Sorry, I'm going to be quiet for just a minute because I need to work on getting the labels set up. Alright, well, the run's underway here. Alright, so I'm trying to look for a leaderboard for this game to see what kind of times people have, but I can only find one run of this by Mega BC 333, who wanted to be here for commentary but unfortunately couldn't make it. Yeah, not a lot of runners for this game.
Hi there, Feasel.
Hey, welcome. We're joined
How's
here
it
by...
going?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you. This is Sinister One who's joined us.
Hey, everyone. Just joining in because I didn't want Feasel to have to be going solo here. We weren't able to find commentators for every single game, of course. But apparently this is a very good game from the little bit that I've read about it, and there was going to be a US release, but it kept getting denied. I don't know if you already mentioned that, but
Nope, I know nothing. I'm like right now bringing up articles, trying to like get information on this game, but so far I know nothing. I haven't said anything about it.
well, there's like a series of these games, so apparently
Right.
it's popular enough. It has an anime cartoon, all that fun stuff.
Right, this is the first one of the series from 1995.
Yeah, I guess they had a couple of them, and they're extremely popular, but I guess that doesn't always translate into getting localizations, unfortunately. So I'm probably the least qualified person out of any commentator in this entire restream to talk about like RPG games, but here I am. So maybe I'll learn some things today, and the chat will learn some things too.
It's a fun game.
Like
somebody's actually played it. I'm curious how many people here have actually played this game, or I guess any of the games in the series, but I'm not sure which ones actually had English ports.
I think there was a collection that happened. I guess it was like and then maybe that one got some localization as part of the Arc the Lad collection in 2002 apparently. But maybe it was too late by then. You know, they hadn't captured the time, because this came out in the 90s, so it's kind of like people had moved on to GameCube or whatever new systems were out by 2002, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at that Japanese leaderboard for this game. There's, 3 people with sub 3 times on it, and this runner, Yagami, is the #1 runner of it, at least according to this leaderboard, and he has a 2:41.15 as his PB.
Oh, wow.
From 14 days ago, so he actually got that PB this month.
So he's been on the grind.
Yep,
I like
he's been practicing, grinding, brand new fresh PB. And yeah, there's 2 other people with sub 3 times, and then a handful with, more than 3.
Yeah, so that just goes to show the popularity. And I think with this marathon, you'd expect to see more RPGs involved, just because that's kind of what's more popular in Japan versus here. It's like, at a GDQ event, there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 RPGs, right? Like 2 at the most.
Right. Well, GDQ has the time versus popularity trade-off. But the other thing about it, though, is I was actually surprised there's very few RPGs in this compared to what I would have expected. Like, you think of Japanese speedrunning as being, very RPG focused, but there's really only a couple of long RPGs in this, and there's another couple short ones.
Yeah, there's only one Dragon Quest game. They probably could have done like a whole Dragon Quest marathon or something like that. I think High Spirits kind of tried to do that by himself recently, though. He was like, I'm just going to play all these games. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I guess as far as the plot of the game, I guess the hero Arc, he's searching for his estranged father, who left him and his mother many years ago. And then he meets up with this young girl, Kukuru, and off they go on their quest to take on all the monsters. So they probably haven't encountered Arc yet, I guess. Though we're starting out here, I think, with. Well, I guess we're 10 minutes in. But yeah, you're right about the RPG density of this marathon is a little lower than to be expected. I think they could definitely have their own kind of like RPG limit break type of marathon at some point, right?
Yeah, I would think so. You could have a whole marathon just of Japanese RPGs.
Well, I'm glad that they're starting somewhere. I mean, this is on the shorter side relative to most of the English-speaking live marathons that you would see. But keep in mind, the very first speedrunning marathon that we were in, Classic Games Done Quick, that was just over a weekend. I mean, I think it was like a 55-hour schedule, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, just over 2 days. That sounds right. It's about the same length as this.
So, and for some people that may not know, there was a smaller marathon. I don't know if I'd even call it a marathon, but it was more of a kind of a gathering. It was called the 7144 Relay that was put on by the same guy that organized this, Mocha. And they did a bunch of runs, and it was on his channel, and I don't think a whole lot of people saw it, and it might have got around Twitter a little bit on, like, for the speedrunners that were like, oh, this is cool. But that's kind of where this all stemmed from, I believe, was they did that, and they kind of were like, you know what? I think this is fun. let's see if we can invite some more people. Make it a little bigger.
Right. And then you put in a lot of work on making this English restream happen.
Well, I mean, I basically was able to get a lot of help from you and people volunteering. But certainly, yeah, I mean, I thought that it would be great if we showed support for their event, just much in the same way that, GDQ has the foreign language restreams. They have like the German, Spanish, French, and Russian restreams. It's like, well, why not? And I think just cultivating the relationship, people like Golden, who's helped a lot of the Japanese players get to GDQ. The more stuff that we can do like that, the more that we can hopefully just bridge the gap. Because ultimately, we're all speedrunners. It's not like we're separate communities. We just have language barriers and stuff, right? I mean, that's really what it is.
Yeah, the same objectives.
And I would even venture to say that speedrunning developed a lot faster in Japan and earlier in Japan than it did in the US.
Definitely, yeah. The speedrunning community really grew in Japan, much before it caught on here.
I remember, seeing leaderboards or videos and just being like, wow, how are these guys so good?
Yeah, well, it comes from having a community and being able to borrow each other's strats and get feedback from people. And that didn't even really start happening so much in the Western community until Speedruns Live. I mean, because we did have SDA for a long time, but it wasn't like live interaction. It was all just, forum posting and whatnot.
Sure.
But the Japanese community was way ahead of us. Like at that point in time, they already had their own communities and servers that they hung out on. Were putting together community races and things like that. Years before we started doing it.
Right. And then I guess it took them a while before they decided to want to try to do live events, because I imagine they did online events and such, but it's just never been the kind of thing where people actually got together and did it in person. Which that's kind of the fun of it, I think. Getting to meet your fellow players, people that are interested in the same games as you and all that stuff. I mean, AGDQ is right around the corner, and there's going to be, I think, 1,600 people there or something like that.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could eventually be the case for RTA in Japan. I really hope that they can grow. They can grow their event. It's the kind of thing where people see it, and in Japan, I think I've seen them getting like, between 1,000 and 3,000 viewers. So I'm sure that some of those people are going to be like, man, I want to go to this next year.
Right.
And then that's how it goes, right? I mean, it's the same thing with the GDQ events.
Do you know how many people are there on site right now? Any idea?
I don't know the exact count, but I would say I really think it's kind of like the early GDQ days where it's mainly just the runners. And then probably some staff. I know that Twitch Japan is also assisting with this. So I think that there may be a few people from Twitch Japan that are on site. But Yeah, mainly just the runners, probably like 50 people or less, I would imagine. All right, looks like we have something important happening here. This is
I'm trying
the
to
guy on the throne.
Right, yeah, I'm trying to follow what's happening plot-wise, but I don't read any Japanese. Yeah, sorry, we weren't able to find a game-specific commentator for this, so we just have us.
Yes, just the two of us musing about old marathons and whatnot.
Right. Well, I've got the FAQ open. I'm trying to just do a little crash course in how the battle system works here, but...
Right. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how there's like this highlighting aspect that happens. I guess that's kind of showing you what's, who's active.
Right, or where you can move to. I mean, if you played one of these tactical RPGs, you're used to this kind of battle setup. I mean, it is pretty similar to a bunch of other games of this era. And this is wait, is this... I'm trying to figure out what platform this is. Is this PS1?
I think that is correct. Let me just double check that. Yes.
Platforms, yes, it is PlayStation 1.
It's PlayStation 1. Indeed.
Yeah, so PlayStation 1 had a bunch of games that were of this style.
Oh, we've been informed that there is actually a runner, Mega BC 333.
Yep. And we definitely asked him, but he couldn't make it.
Oh, we knew that. Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
I don't know. I think we kind of split up the duties on reaching out to people. So I guess you must have.
Oh yeah, I went down the leaderboards.
And,
right. Yeah, I went down the leaderboards and just messaged, people who I thought, could play it. And yeah, this leaderboard. I hadn't seen the Japanese leaderboard at the time. The only thing I saw was the speedrun.com leaderboard, and that's the only time on it. Yeah, Mega BC has a 3.5 hour time, I think.
And that's right around where our current runner is, yeah.
No,
you said his
PB is 241.
240, okay. So he's got the really low time.
Yeah, it is a really low time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when it comes to these kind of games, we're still way, way far behind.
Yeah, I'm looking. There's like
the Japanese
6 people with times faster than that on this Japanese leaderboard. But then again, I don't know if it's version differences. I'm not even sure what version the other guy was playing it on.
I do like how it has that random English text there, though. It says result.
Right.
All right. I think we did some good stuff. We're going back to talk to the king again. He probably sent us out on some quest, and he's like, look, if you can do this and come back and talk to me. And we're like, all right, you know what? We can do that. Well, that was quick.
Oh, is that the King of Palencia? If that's who that was, that is Ark's uncle.
Oh,
after hearing
uncle
about
is the king.
I guess if that is who that is, yeah, it's after hearing about Ark relighting the flame Sion, he summons Ark to the castle in order to ask him to help recover and open the Ark with a K that time. Throughout the game, Ark returns to ask favors and advice of the king.
Well, certainly good to have connections. I mean, wow.
Right.
Well, let me just go ask my uncle, the king, real quick, and see. But it's a double-edged sword, right? Because like he goes there to ask for stuff, and then the king's like, "Well, you need to go and do this quest, also."
It's not just blatant favoritism. He's
a
bit of a trade there. Okay.
So do you know how we're doing in terms of being on schedule?
Well, there were some technical difficulties on the overnight shift. I don't know if we're still behind schedule or if we're back on it. Let's see. ArcLad was supposed to start at 11:42. That's about right, actually. It was actually early.
Oh, okay.
Unless they updated that. I don't know if they updated. Let me see the original schedule. Oh yeah, no, they were early. A bunch of the games came in underestimate.
That's not bad at all. That's good that they did that. Yeah, I like how in chat, somebody asked what does RTA stand for, and there was immediately
everybody knows the answer to that.
Immediately like so many answers, so that you can tell people have been watching, which is a good sign. I was really curious to see like kind of how much interest there would be in something like this, because it's it's not really something we've had to do before. I know there have been other live marathons in foreign languages, like there was a Chinese one fairly recently, but I guess nobody really knew much about it until kind of after the fact when we started locating some VODs for it. But yeah, most of these live speedrunning marathons have all been in English, as far as I know. But yeah, RTA has always been the standard in Japan. It's kind of, I guess the English-speaking community coined the term speedrunning. Would you?
Right.
Would you
I think
agree
that's
with that?
true. I think time attack was originally like a Japanese term, and then real time attack was the modification of time attack, and then we just call it speedrunning.
Right. So yeah, I guess for them they're more interested in real time, whereas we have certain games, of course, where we measure in game time, and some games that have even shifted away from that. Like it used to be that Super Metroid was measured in game time.
Right.
Even the great Hodorubbi, who is present at this marathon, I believe. I think he's going to be racing Lost Levels
yeah.
a little bit later on.
That's right.
He had, I believe, he had a 32 game time, and then he had a 31, and he was like way, way, way far beyond anyone. But then later on, it was kind of, people decided that real time was better because people were competing in racing, and they would say, well, let's measure things in real time, and the game timers are usually flawed in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like no game no game timer is ever perfect. I play a lot of games where the game timer, it's just like, what is going on with this thing? So yeah, real time attack. I think the majority of games can be measured in that way, and it's the way to go. But certain games, I know, like Sonic, they still use game time for some of that, right? Like some of the early Sonic games, I believe.
I'm not sure on that, actually.
I know I've seen Mike 89, like it like adds up the game times. I think that's one. Grand Pooh Bear in here asking when Tyson RTA is. Yeah, Mike Tyson's Punch Out is, of course, another one. We still use game time as the standard because the clock is, it's more accurate. It's frame based on how many frames you're taking. So real time is not as accurate, but. Alright, so we're leveling up a little bit here. I guess that's like the key part of any RPG game, right? Is optimizing your route so you can level up in the correct places and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this music is really funky. We're playing the soundtrack right now. I've just got the soundtrack of this game playing. And it is all over the place.
It's kind of an interesting area we're in, kind of like this marsh, swampland type area. With these guys that are just spawning more clones of each other. But he looks to be almost done here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this encounter list, and I'm trying to figure out which encounter we're at. This doesn't look like any of the things I see here in the encounter list, so... I wish I'd found this at the start of the game so that I could have been following along.
Alright, well, we're out of the... Oh, we're not out of the...
Not out of the swamp yet.
marshlands.
No.
Not just yet. So were you ever much of an RPG player? I mean, of course, you're known for Final Fantasy, but outside of that, was that a big thing for you?
Yeah, I probably liked RPGs most of all when I was a kid. I think that was probably one of my favorite genres. I played quite a few, but not of the PlayStation era. Not so much that.
Not even the Final Fantasy games on PlayStation?
I played those, yeah. But that's about it, really.
Okay.
Okay, I think I see where we are in the encounter list now. We're just on the 5th battle, I think.
So apparently this game is relatively short.
Is it 3 hours is relatively short?
Yeah, I think for more like for like a casual play, I guess.
Right.
It's maybe short compared to other Japanese RPGs, but
well, so far it hasn't seemed to be very grind heavy. We saw exactly the opposite of that earlier. We had a very grind heavy game, and now this one, I think it's mostly just going through required battles. Get a level up there.
Oh, you were on for the Romancing Saga.
Romancing
last night.
Saga,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay. So that was that had a lot of grinding there.
There was a lot of grinding in that game, yes. Okay, we finish battle up and head back to the general. He tells you that you can now enter the Toyoke forests, but he's not going to be responsible for your deaths. And then Ark tells the general you'll be victorious, and they all leave. But then the ninja arrives, and then General commands him to dispose of the 3 within the forest. Wow, you just got betrayed right there.
Man, that's rough stuff.
The betrayal. If we just hung out for another 10 seconds in that room, they would have seen what was happening.
Would have seen it coming.
Yeah, the timing.
Yeah. Something tells me they'll be alright, though. I mean...
You think they'll make it?
Ninjas are pretty strong, and they have some tricks up their sleeve, but... I think Ark the Lad has certainly got some things going for him as well. And he does have a whole series, so we do know that he at least will survive, right? I can't speak for anybody else. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with the other people.
So I guess this field is rather unique, and then there's a lot of confining pathways. It's just a lot of little narrow spots as opposed to the more open battlefields that we've seen in the other fights. A lot of enemies, though. This is, I think, the most populated fight that we've gotten into yet.
Yeah, it does look like there's definitely a lot going on in here.
Wow, look at that attack.
So just help me understand, being you know, completely new to RPGs. You said this is more of like a tactical game, so I guess that's they just have all the enemies appear, and then you have to figure out how you want to deal with them. Versus in a game where it's like you wander and then there's encounters. Is that kind of one of the differences, or are there still going to be encounters in this game? Do you think?
Well, I don't know. This game, it seems like the encounters are all part of the story. I mean, you can still have a tactical RPG with random encounters. I think what makes it this style, though, is in battle, rather than being like representative combat, where it's like, I choose these actions, and the enemies choose these actions, and then something like determines does it hit or does it miss, you know, what order do people go in. The idea is, in here, it's more like a miniatures kind of game, in that, you know, you can only move to places that are a certain number of steps away, and, you know, each of your attacks only has this amount of radius, so, you know, you got to get this close to the enemy. And it's more focused on, you know, moving your character around the battlefield, rather than just like what action you're going to do. So I guess more realistic combat-wise. But it means that the combat is actually a lot slower. I mean, that's one of the characteristics of this kind of RPG, is that it tends to be really long. The combat tends to take up a lot of time compared to other kinds.
So how do you imagine kind of the optimizations to be taking place here then?
Well, the only game of this kind that I ever ran was Ultima Quest of the Avatar, which that's an NES game that is a tactical RPG, and it's you know, the combat system is basically like this. And really, like, your range attacks, just so you don't have to, you know, walk up to each enemy in order to melee it. I mean, that saves you some time. This game specifically, I couldn't tell you.
Well, there's got to be something, because obviously the leaderboard you looked at, you know, there's some pretty big disparities in the times.
Yeah,
so
huge, right? It's going from
huge amounts of time somehow.
Right, yeah, he's got this 2 hour and 40-minute time, and the times go pretty smoothly all the way up to like 4+ hours. So yeah, there must be I mean, this must be really where all the optimization's coming from. It's not from, mashing text in the dialogue scenes. It's all from these battles. And then I imagine, area of effect spells. So far, though, mostly he's been just doing melee attacks. Oh, and a whole new plant spawned. That plant just made another one. That's got to be frustrating. You think you're done with the battle, and it's like, no.
It's like, nope. There's more.
And I like the little spinny menu that pops up just like Secret of Mana.
There doesn't seem to be a ton of menu interaction in this game so far, though. I know that's something that's like got to be optimized in other RPG games, right? Like you got to be really good with the menus.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it is just the fact that we're spending so much time in the combat. I mean, in a lot of other RPGs, you're leveling up all the time. People are getting like poisoned, injured. You got to swap party members. You got to upgrade equipment constantly. This game seems a lot more like constrained as far as what you're doing. So maybe it's not quite so much menuing just for that reason. But I mean, it's a 3-hour game. There's a lot of menuing in it, overall, I'm sure. And there we go, the spoils of war. Oh, the Mighty Fly drops a revival tonic, rather, and the Ninja drops a hit scroll. So
Very
there you
nice.
go.
Would you mind linking me that so I can follow along?
Sure. Alright, talking to the mana tree here. I don't really know if that's the mana tree, but it sure looks like it. Okay, so when the battle's over, the team comes on a very large tree, and a voice speaks to them, and the forest spirit comes down from the tree. This forest spirit tells you more about your father, and reveals to you that he was the crown prince of Syria, not spelled like the actual country, Seirya, and that the king talked about. And then the forest spirit gives you the hero crest and tells Ark to head back to his homeland of Tauville. And after you leave, immediately... Wait. It's suggesting that you immediately go back. I don't know if that's the route that this guy's going to take, though. Something about airships in RPGs. I don't know.
Yeah, they seem to be a popular thing.
Well, because once you see an airship, you're like, well, shoot, obviously that's what you want. Let's just put that in everything. Why wouldn't you want an airship?
Yeah. It is the obvious choice.
Right. That was a quick trip. Okay, when when you land, there's a guard who tells you to report to the king, and then when you go to the castle, a group of weird-looking guards take a man who's all tied up into the castle. We just saw that. It didn't tell us anything other than what we saw.
That is just a thing that happened.
Right. Oh, the guards at the gate tell you about the man and his past, and then they tell you to go see the king, so that's what we're doing here.
Well, he done did something.
Yeah, they're throwing him to this dungeon and leaving him alone to think about his crimes.
Man.
That's right, you think about what you did.
See, we don't even know if he did anything bad, though. Maybe he's being, falsely imprisoned or something. What do you think? Is he going to get bailed out and join the party?
Yeah, you tend to find people in jail and recruit them into your party. That is an RPG trope, isn't it? So here, we're returning to the king's throne room and finding out that he's become ill. And Andal says that he'll take the report regarding Milmana and the Ark, but some guard comes in and tells you that the fugitive has been put in the dungeon, and then Andal shrugs off the report and goes away with the guard. And then outside the chamber, Kukuru remarks that something sounds suspicious, and Ark and Kukuru ask Poco to lead them to the dungeon, where they wish to investigate.
It's always good to investigate.
Well, you wouldn't get anywhere in an RPG if you didn't investigate things.
Yeah, it's kind of the point.
So right there, the guards are telling the prisoner his sentence. They're telling him his sentence. And then they leave.
Man. So he didn't, I guess he just didn't even get a trial, because the sentencing would have occurred at the trial. So they're just like, the guards just take him and they're like, okay,
yep,
and your sentence is...
Yeah. And we saw a little bit of a flashback scene. We find out that the fugitive's name is Tosh. And after the flashback, he becomes enraged and he rips the dungeon door apart with his bare hands and runs off to exact his revenge.
Rage.
I know, that's quite a rage to just get so mad that you can rip jail bars apart.
Man. Alright. Yeah, he's not pleased. He is not pleased.
Okay, they're in the warehouse above the prison, and the elite guards are talking, but then out of nowhere comes Tosh, and he starts to kick some butt.
Yeah, he's getting down to business here. That was pretty effective.
Yeah. That's a really cool looking area of effect attack too. I like how it kind of flows, but it also looks really pixelated.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird effect.
Yeah, I definitely like the look of this game.
It's weird because it almost looks like it's a new game, but it's trying to look like chunky and pixelated. But then when you look at everything else also looks chunky and pixelated. So it makes me think it's not, just an affectation. Like it actually is just the most accurate they could get. think that spell may be Burn Ground. I think that may be what it's called.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Looks kind of like it. And I guess these ghouls can paralyze, so that's something to be aware of. Alright.
So I guess we're going to have a little talk with them now.
Yep, the team is questioning Tosh about the Elite Guard's actions, and he shrugs off the question and leaves. Wow.
None of your business.
Yeah,
I'm out of here. He'll be back.
We'll probably see that guy again. Alright, so we head back to the audience chamber, where the king seems to have made a miraculous recovery.
Thank goodness.
And Ark tells the king that his father is the king's brother, but Andal doesn't believe him. And Ark shows the king the hero quest, which makes him believe you.
You always got to prove it, you know?
Oh, and then a guard comes in and reports that Tosh has escaped. A little late on that.
That rage, though, man. We need that guy on our team for later when we're gonna need someone to unleash some rage.
Yeah, that could come in handy.
I think Ark and his team are very, they're very measured. They don't let things get too out of control.
So the team is heading back to Ark's house there, and as they get close, they notice the smoke, and they run forward and discover that his house has been destroyed.
Oh, man.
It's already burnt to the ground. That actually doesn't look burnt. It kind of looks like a giant stomped on it, or maybe a tornado or something, but yeah, that's his burnt down house.
That just ain't right.
Yeah, poor guy.
I mean, he's just trying to do good, and oh boy. The plight of the hero.
I mean, he's not going to spend much time. How much time does like a hero spend at his house anyway, really? Out there and questing all the time.
That's true.
But anyway, a messenger just showed up with a delivery for Ark, a letter from his father, and it tells Ark that he must seek out the power stones from the guardians around the world. So now we actually have a worldwide quest we have to carry out.
Oh yeah.
And so we're heading over now to the ancient monolith. Oh, that's a monolith. Look at that.
He's found new purpose.
Yep. Alright, we discover some writing on the monolith. Let's see what it says. Whoa, as soon as we read the writing on the monolith, weird things started to happen, and we get transported to the illusion world. Eek. Which is a battle.
Yeah, this does not look good.
Each of these flames is a separate enemy. Yep, there we go.
And that's one down. Somebody pointed out earlier, though, that maybe intentionally letting some of the team members go down.
Apparently this is a dangerous fight because
strategy.
he has a high magic power and can do a lot of damage to you with his magic. And this runner seems to be following the same strategy that's laid out here in the walkthrough. It's to take out the flames first and then focus on the main guy, the Illusion Lord.
Is that it?
I guess that's it. That didn't look like... He made that look easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard
Hey,
to tell
man.
how risky these things are, really.
That's just good speedrunning right there, making the tough bosses look easy.
Yeah, everything should look easy if the speedrun's good.
Well, so far I think it has. I don't. It doesn't seem that he's really had too much in the way of struggles to this point.
Okay, so what's happening here is an old man appears, and he introduces himself as Gorin, who says he's 3,000 years old, and he tells the team that he is the book that Ark's father had told him to search for. So he is the book, he says. He tells Ark that he's got to seek out the 5 guardians and gain their stones, which can be used to break the Ark's seal. Not Ark like you, but Ark like ARK, that kind of Ark, like Raiders of the Lost. Goguen cleverly hints that the next location you must travel to is in the country of Alatos. But first we go to the king to ask for an airship. Oh, and he's joined the team. That old man, the book, joined your team now.
This looks like Tosh again. What's he doing? He looks like he's up to no good.
I don't know what part of the plot this is.
I don't know. Maybe he's at maybe that was somebody was buried there, and he was like, "I will avenge you," kind of thing.
Oh, I see. That was, wait. That's Tosh standing next to his father's grave, and he hears a voice which speaks to him. And that's a spirit that's within his sword. And that's his spirit sword, which tells Tosh to come join Ark on his quest. So he is coming back. There we go. That's what happened there.
All right.
Alright, and then Tosh joins you and the airship takes off. Alright, I see. We've all come together and now we're all in the airship, so we have a real RPG speedrun going now.
Oh
and
yeah,
we have a quest
swing now.
Yeah, in full swing. We're on a quest to recover stones from various places. That's a real RPG quest to be on, so yeah, it's full-blown RPG speedrun mode now. Like, it's either stones or orbs, usually. You gotta go around and collecting something like that. So we're met by a merchant as soon as we land who invites us to go to his shop.
I guess this would be Chongara's shop. He's going to tell us about the Alatos' history and the ruins surrounding the area. And something about a light guardian. But he's not going to go into detail because that would make things way too easy.
It's going to keep it vague.
Yeah, he's going to keep it vague until the group agrees to go to some nearby ruins and help them find treasure. It's always tit for tat in these games. So once they can go get the summon pot, which is on the 5th floor of the ruins, then he'll give them the rest of the details. So I think that's where we're headed. Forbidden Ruins.
Forbidden Ruins. Okay, so apparently the ruins is a 50-floor dungeon, but we only have to go up to the floor 5 this time.
The 5th floor.
Fortunately.
Those other 45 floors, we don't need to worry about them. This isn't Ghostbusters. We don't need to get to the top there.
Well, we may be back here later. I don't know, but for now, it's just the 5th floor.
You know, I have a feeling you're right.
All right,
that would make sense, right?
Right. Well, why else would they have those floors there?
Yes.
So far, this has seemed to be a pretty linear game, so I would imagine that if there is something to be done, that we'll eventually have to do it.
Well, hopefully they can use the skyship and just get dropped off on the top floor instead of having to go all the way up, you know?
Just let a giant eagle fly them there.
Yeah, do something. I mean, the 5th floor, you obviously can't do that. You know, you gotta go in from the bottom, but the top floor, get up on the roof.
Oh, one werewolf left.
I like how he just like
hops
runs
over.
away afterwards.
All right. Oh, I guess the reason for attacking that one from the back is that it prevents him from counterattacking you.
Oh,
Makes
nice.
sense. He gets one of the treasure chests here. It says here that the big bomb in one of the chests and a speed satchel in the other. I didn't see which one he got, but I guess he only cared about one of the chests. Oh, see, both you and the werewolves can jump right over those barriers, so it's kind of interesting. Ouch. 0 damage. Well, never mind. I guess not ouch.
Oh, looks like we've got some new spells then.
Yep, that's the guy who just joined our party. Well, right before Tosh did. That's the old man, the book. Oh, did the voodoo man use the same spell that our guy did? It kind of looked like it was the same animation.
Yeah, maybe that was. So apparently you don't have to kill all the enemies on a floor to proceed.
Didn't he? I thought he did kill all the enemies.
But, well, he may be doing it for a reason, because it says you must make it down to whatever floor you're headed for, and make it back up all those floors as well to get out and save. But maybe he's, I don't know. I'm sure he's doing things optimally, whatever his plan is here. But it doesn't seem like he skipped a lot of battles at all.
Is the fight over? See, it's interesting. If the fight's over and it still makes you, do turn-based movement, that's kind of annoying. It's like there's nothing left to fight. Just let me walk around freely. It's like, no, we got to do turn by turn, and you can only walk this far per turn.
Well, we're picking some stuff up here. Is this the 3rd floor now? We're on.
No, I think maybe the 4th? Oh, no, did it go back up to the 3rd? Oh, I see. Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, the commentator for this game on the Japanese end, he looks like he's really into it though. He's been like very demonstrative with his hand motions and everything. This is one of those times it's like, man, if only I knew Japanese.
Right, I wish we had
All
his
this
knowledge.
amazing information that this guy is sharing.
Right. So I think we're making our way... Yeah, we are making our way back out now. And he doesn't have to fight these? But maybe for leveling purposes, he's going to do it anyway.
I'm just waiting for Tosh to have to unleash the rage again.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite there, but at some point, I think he's gonna do it.
It's gonna blow up again, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a cool spell in that battle that I hadn't seen before. Maybe it has happened a couple times, but I must have missed it. But yeah, a giant, like, flaming rock came rolling into the screen and hit those enemies. Level up. Alright, so I think we're out of the dungeon. Oh no, we got one more floor.
Last floor.
So all this was a side quest to appease this merchant?
Yeah, just to get information out of the guy.
Let's see what he's got to tell us.
Better be something good. Although I have a feeling it's going to be the kind of thing where it's like, well, now you need to go here and do this. And
right.
Alright.
Alright, back to the shop.
Moment of truth. What do you got for us, buddy?
Alright, so we had to fetch the summon pot, I guess, and that's what we bring to him. So he takes a look at it to determine its authenticity. He asks them why they want to find the Light Guardian, which triggers a flashback. So let's see. We are looking at Changara traveling to the Forbidden Ruins, and this is, let's see.
Uh-oh. Looks like he didn't want no part of that. Well, nowhere to run now, buddy.
And that's Ark's father who shows up.
Man, the guy's father saved his life, and he's still not willing to just kind of do him a solid and tell him what he wants to know.
No, his father saves his life, and he asks Changara to assist his son 10 years later. So he knew that 10 years later his son would show up on Changara's doorstep, and he's supposed to help him.
So his father could see the future. That's pretty cool.
All right, so now he agrees to take us to the Azenda Highlands, and that's where we're at now. This is a big battle. 7 giant bats, 3 stone jackals, and 1 stone golem.
There's a lot going on there.
Alright, we're playing that drum. Nice. Man, the soft rock is real.
And just once again, this is a reminder, this is the RTA In Japan Marathon. First large-scale live speedrunning marathon in Japan. And you're watching our English language restream hosted here on twitch.tv/speedgaming. Don't forget, Speed Gaming Channel also hosts a variety of speedrun events, marathons, and tournaments. So make sure you follow the channel and follow the runners from this marathon. A lot of them are starting to stream on Twitch now. So hopefully we have more and more of that as they kind of are able to build up a following and maybe build up an audience. I know we have some Japanese players that stream on Twitch there's certainly a lot of the Mega Man players do so. Maybe we'll get some of these guys converting over.
Your call is important to us. Thank you for holding on the line. Our next customer service representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So just as far as the current tournaments going on, I think there's Super Metroid 100%, Donkey Kong Country 2 any %, and I believe the Metroid Zero Mission and Shovel Knight tournaments are still going on, right?
No, not Shovel Knight yet. Metroid Zero Mission still in
progress. Oh, is that not started? Okay, that's not started yet. So then that's an upcoming along with Mega Man 3 DuckTales and Mega Man X2 any %.
And Final Fantasy 1 PSP.
That's
right
great.
after HDQ is over, there's going to be 4 like long-term tournaments that start, and there's going to be the 2-day DuckTales tournament. So yeah, check out that. I'll put the events link in the chat. Thanks to the info and all those things. Yeah, lots of things going on. We're kind of a downtime, so this marathon came at a good time. Actually, this is a time where we didn't really have much else going on the channel because everyone is just sort of winding down and getting ready for GDQ. So. Good timing.
Yeah, things definitely slow down right about this time. Everybody's getting prepped, which for those of you that are somehow not aware, Awesome Games Done Quick will be starting on January 8th and running through the 15th. Going to be a lot of good speedrunning action going on there, and we do have a few Japanese players joining us as well.
Yep, a couple of them. Yeah, are going to be joining. I know the Kirby race with at least 2 Japanese runners in it. I think 2 Japanese runners. Yeah.
Yeah, Golden's done a great job in doing those fundraising marathons to get the Japanese players over to our events, and I think that's really helped them also to kind of spawn this event. Kind of getting a taste of it and seeing what it's like to be there live. As you saw earlier, I think Ohone was on for Gimmick commentary, I want to say.
Yep. And
Becco Red, who was playing Gimmick, he also has been.
Yep.
I believe is Oxwas at this event?
Yes, he's going to be running 2 games. Yep.
Okay.
Oxwas
so
also.
He's also somebody that's been another GDQ veteran. So,
well, we've gone to meet the Light Guardian. So we go to the Highland Cave, we meet the Light Guardian. The Light Guardian, just like the Forest Spirit, will talk about how the selfishness of humanity has caused monsters to appear and may be the cause of the end of the world. Wow, the selfishness of humanity is going to cause the end of the world if art doesn't stop it all with the stones.
That's a lot to put on one guy, man.
I know, and I really want to see what these stones do now.
Yeah. I have a feeling that they will all do something when put together, right? It's one of those kind of things where it's like...
Yeah, they have different powers each, but you put them together and they do something great.
Yeah.
It's probably just like...
Captain Planet, our powers combined and all that stuff.
Yep. All right. So the scene switches back to Chungara, and he's debating what to do. He decides he will keep his promise to your father, and so then, as you're about to leave, he shows up at the skyport. There he is, shows up at the skyport to join you. Look at that, just jumps right on the airship.
Oh, good.
He's like, what, are you guys coming? So we're told now that our next destination is East Emidar. The Grayshine. I guess that's what it's called, Grayshine. So now we got Chungara on our team. Oh, there he was. He was using the stone right there that's how he found out that that's where we need to go next. The stone tells him.
This guy looks like he's expecting us.
Just waits around all day for an airship to land.
No, he knew we were coming. It's probably like, I've been waiting for you.
Doesn't even flinch as the giant airship lands right next to him. Alright, so here Changara is telling us about the opponents that we're going to be facing, who use 2,000-year-old martial art skills.
Oh, man.
Look at these old martial art skills.
These guys remind me of that. Do you ever play that game Guerrilla War?
Yeah.
And there were like those two twin bosses at one point, and then you can't really beat them, and they like throw you to the next stage or something.
They do look like that, don't they?
It's like these guys.
Yep.
Well, hopefully these guys can be actually defeated then.
Those look like some pretty good martial arts skills, but I think as long as you don't stand directly in front of that whole line of them, you'll probably be fine.
Hey, they were just practicing, man. We haven't seen everything that they're capable of.
Well, I'm imagining that they attack by just standing in a big line that all just kind of rushes forward with their fists out. I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Well, we're gonna be pretty outnumbered, but that's nothing new for this team.
Yep.
The team's grown pretty big though.
Yeah, we are. We're picking up people with every mission here. Okay, so we enter the temple in a cutscene with the Archmonk and some lesser monks is happening. They're warning the Archmonk that we're coming, and that we're going to disrupt the Guardian of Mount Madar. So I guess that's not something they want to happen. So then the Archmonk has the other monks summon Iga, who comes in, and he's commanded to stop Ark and his party from reaching the mountain. So they swing open the gates and find a horde of monks waiting for them, and Iga comes out and tells the team to turn back. But of course we're not going to turn back.
No, we're not listening to this guy.
Nope, so it's going to be a fight.
It's always going to be a fight.
Right, but it's not just any old fight. This is a match here. This is like a duel between these two. It's an honorable fight.
Heads up.
Yeah, it's a one-on-one heads-up match here.
Man.
That was not honorable.
That was a serious pile driver right there.
Really.
I mean, this dude is a monk. He just like trains all the time. Okay, I guess he should have trained a little more.
Wow,
that was quick.
He hasn't updated his skills.
Monks, right? We still have to take out the rest of them.
I think that's the point of one of these duels, though. Instead of just all-out army-to-army combat, you just like have one champion versus another. I think that's
that's true.
Maybe they
the
honor the
honorable
agreement.
way.
Right. I think they're going to honor the agreement here. But I guess we didn't kill him. We just defeated him. So Iga says, "All right, fine," and he takes you to see the Archmonk.
Whoa!
Wow!
What happened there?
Okay, so after a heated exchange, the Archmonk accuses Iga of being a traitor, and then Kokuru reveals the true form of the Archmonk. He used a stone, and it revealed the Archmonk's true form. That's what we saw there. He used the stone on him, and that turns him into an evil monster, or that's his true form. It reveals him to be an evil monster. And then we follow him out to the proving grounds where we have this battle.
Can't hide from the truth. I haven't seen Changara do a whole lot in the battles. I guess he's just more along to help guide us and such.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's doing very much in battle at all, you're right.
I mean, we did see him running away from battle and getting saved by Ark's dad at one point, so yeah, maybe he's just not much of a fighter.
Okay, just this main guy left.
It looks like Ark's handling him pretty well. Not much to worry about there. Easy peasy.
Alright, your reward for defeating him is prayer beads. Oh, and you also find the shift flute. Alright, so now we're going to head off towards Mount Amadar. Directly into a battle, I think.
Yep.
Alright, we got 5 wild hemojis, 7 water slimes, and 4 boogeyman. The hemojis cause the hemoji status ailment, which prevents you from using magic in battle. So I guess those are the ones you would want to take out first. But the water slimes can multiply, so watch out.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a little bit since we've had the enemies that can multiply. That was going on a lot earlier in the game.
Yep.
Oh man, Changara, he's getting hammered.
Sure, he's just facing the wall. He's not prepared.
he's trying to run away, but there's nowhere to go, man. You can't escape the hammer. Good thing he's got his buddies there to bail him out.
He's fighting the emojis. Was he the guy from... Did the guy from the duel join us? Let's see. I didn't even notice. Iga was his name. I didn't even notice if he joined the party.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Oh, he did.
That is
Okay,
him with
he
the
did
shirt
join.
off.
Yeah, he did join. Okay, right.
Yeah, that's him with the shirtless guy.
Yep,
With
there
the
we go.
ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like our party is almost getting a little too big at this point. Unless we lost some people, but... It seems like Ark is really the only one that's doing a whole lot. Everybody else just kind of standing around and watching him.
I wonder if it makes you cycle through the turns of everybody, even if you don't plan to use him.
Yeah, I'm curious, because it seems like he's just been trying to power up Arc as much as possible and just let him do the heavy lifting.
There we go. We got that nuke. The old man drops some nukes. One more of these boogeymen left. Doesn't have any more Himoji to worry about, so he's just got to take out these slimes. Only, what, like 6 of them left? 7 of them left. 8.
Hey, don't forget, they can multiply. This could be a while here.
Okay, now he's taking out the boogeyman. There we go. Here we go. Area of effect spell. Perfect. Yeah, and it does appear that leveling up is tied to individual actions as opposed to it being, you know, group experience or something like that.
Ah, well, that would make sense then why he's using Arc so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it always sucks in an RPG when you level up somebody and you never use them because they leave your party.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if these members are going to leave the party.
You know he's not going anywhere.
Right. We know Arc's here for the long haul.
He's in it to win it, man. His dad has foreseen the future.
A couple of these little jerks left. I'm trying to figure out if that's supposed to be a meteor, like big red thing, or if that's just like an explosion of like a fiery explosion of some kind. It kind of looks like it's a big flaming rock that rolls in towards the camera.
Could be. As long as it works, right?
Yeah, it seems to work. Okay, so now Iga looks at the sacred altar and notices that the sacred books were stolen. Then the Earth Guardian speaks to us. He says that to Iga that his powers, his monk powers, were gifts from the Guardians that were used wrongfully. And then he gives you the Earth Stone. So there we go, another stone acquired.
Alright. Another stone.
So back at the temple.
Iga's joining the party. He's gonna have to tell the guys, look man, I gotta go with these guys.
He's joining for real now. He was just with us temporarily before.
Yeah, he got a taste of life outside, and he wants to stick with it for a little while. He almost hesitated there. Did you see that? It was like hard for him to walk away. He was like, do I really want to leave? Yes. Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay, so we're back at the skyport, and we're about ready to leave, but as we're leaving, Goran uses his staff to uncover the team's next destination. This time it's Nidel.
But we gotta go back to Milmana first, before we head there.
If we just keep adding everyone to the party, then we'll all be on the same team.
Yeah.
Easy. So are we going back to the forest? What is this now?
Yeah, I think we might be. I think we might be headed to
Taking a little detour.
Toyuki Forest. Gotta have a word with the forest spirit, possibly.
Sure is a lot of airship cutscenes in this.
This guy's making a pretty serious speech right now.
Yeah, I think that this runner skipped those detours that this walkthrough is suggesting. I think he actually some of the stuff doesn't need to be done.
He is definitely deviated from the path. I think we may be in the tournament arena.
Yeah, we're in the tournament arena now.
At this point.
There was a little side quest that he could have done that would have gotten another character to join your party, but I guess we're not doing that.
Well, we don't need all that.
I guess not.
Get to the arena.
Got 7 people in the party so far. I mean, for goodness sake.
Yeah, we don't need any more people. We got 7. We got enough to fight in the tournament.
Okay, that speech that he was giving talks about the wind orb. I mean, it's an orb, and this is an RPG, so that sounds like something we want, right?
Yes.
Definitely
I strongly agree.
Right. Collecting
orbs.
Wind orb. Yeah, collecting orbs is always the right move.
Yes. All the orbs. Definitely cannot skip wind orb.
All right, facing the Black Knight now.
Black Knight, again, no match. Nobody's really put up that much of a fight thus far. I'm kind of interested to see when that's going to happen. I mean, there's going to be somebody that's going to stand up and not just be defeated in a few attack phases, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't know, really. We don't know which of these are risky fights. I mean, it may just be that this runner is just maintaining perfect composure and just executing on point the whole time, and he's making all this hard stuff look easy. But you're right, it definitely looks like these fights are mostly pushovers.
Yeah.
But just because there's not a risk of death doesn't mean it's not something that's difficult to optimize. I mean, like you pointed out before, we saw a huge range of times on that leaderboard, so certainly a lot of optimization to be done. I mean, otherwise you would expect like everyone to have basically the same time, right? If it was one of those games that's just kind of auto battle your way through. But no, there was a massive variation, so I guess there's a lot to optimize.
No, he's made it look easy. He's definitely made it look easy. So I'm guessing this is gonna be a good time once we get to the end here. Sub 3 would probably be pretty solid, I would imagine. I mean, that's the estimate, right? Is 3.
The estimate is 3 hours. Yep. And his PB is 241. This runner's PB is 241 from just over 2 weeks ago.
So if he got like around a 250 or something like that, I bet that's pretty strong. Probably beats a lot of people on the leaderboard. Anytime you can do that in a marathon setting, you have done well.
Right.
You look at the leaderboard and be like, yep, this would have been top 10 on the leaderboard or whatever, depending on how many people run the game.
So did we just win this tournament? Was that it?
That was a quick tournament. I mean, that's,
That went
pretty
by
fast.
Yeah, that went by really fast. But yeah, I believe we were the champion of that tournament and were awarded the Wind Orb. So
Yeah,
cool.
there it is. Got him.
Okay, so just as we're about to leave, we're all patting ourselves on the back, and just as we're about to leave, Rocktoll comes out and stops us. With the snap of his fingers, a bunch of boogeymen appear out of nowhere. And I have a feeling we're going to fight. Oh man, look at his change of forms. Oh yeah, we're fighting now.
This dude looks like he's about business. He's serious. I think he could maybe put up a little bit of a fight.
Well, these boogeymen enemies, there's 6 of them here, but those are pretty standard enemies that we've already fought in several battles.
These are just the minions. These are the minions. Once we get past them, we'll see.
We saw a new attack being used against our party here, those tornadoes. Is that a heal spell that he's doing there? What was that? I think that's healing that he's doing. Or not? Or were they killed off? Is that what that was? I can't tell what that scene was.
Yeah, indicating. I think that's what it is.
That was us dying.
That's what it is when we see that cutscene.
Oh, okay. Healing, dying.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The pile driver returns.
That's a cool move.
I think it's time for Tosh to unleash some rage here. Has he got grenades? Did he just throw a grenade at somebody?
I think it was... It caused the darkness effect. Whatever it was, it caused the darkness effect. Smoke bomb or something?
Smoke bomb.
That'd be my guess. Oh no, another tornado attack.
Oh man. It's getting serious now.
That wasn't very much damage. I think it was just the weak party members that got killed off by it.
Right.
The rest of these guys should be fine. Maybe. 14. Well...
I like how Chongar is just always to the far left or bottom of the screen, just trying to run away.
He's off running into a wall someplace far away from the action. Alright, there we go. Well, that explosion spell took out all the rest of those. Well, they've got just these 2 boogeymen left.
The darkness, yeah.
And then...
Take him out.
Yeah, definitely focusing on the minions first before we start touching this main guy. Which is understandable. These minions have this spell, which is not only painful, but... Wow, that was 42 damage. Oh, yep. No. See you later, buddy.
Another one down.
But slow. Like, that spell takes a long time to go up there, so I certainly understand why you'd want to take those guys out just for time reasons, if not safety.
Well, this has really been the first serious challenge that the team has faced, I think.
Yeah, this is certainly the worst that it's looked so far. We lost another one.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm trying to read this runner's expression to see if this is just all part of the plan, or if things are going horribly wrong for him. I can't tell.
No. Alright. Alright, they're putting the beat down on him now. They got him. Okay. Whew.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he didn't take much at all. Just 2 rounds.
It's just the minions. The minions were really keeping us occupied for a little too long there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there's a way to recover the party members. Or at least some of them.
So Kukuru says that we still need to find the Wind Guardian, and at this point, Gogan takes the Wind Orb and accidentally drops it, and then it shatters And from that shattered orb emerges the Wind Guardian that we were just talking about. So that's very convenient. He tells us of his terrible past and how he was locked away inside the Wind Orb for 600 years. He was inside that thing. And he thanks Ark for freeing him and gives him the Windstone.
Well, certainly had to earn that one.
Wait, he gives him the Windstone and the Tragedy Glasses.
Uh-oh.
What a name for an item, the Tragedy Glasses.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
No, you're not supposed to like the sound of that. Okay, so once again, we're going to use this staff. Goran's going to use this staff to tell us what we're supposed to do next. So, Zaraban, the desert country, is our next destination. Let's see if we go directly there or if we do any side quests on the way.
Yeah, it's going to be up to the runner, I guess. He had skipped those side quests earlier, so who knows which ones he actually needs and which ones he doesn't. Another quality airship cutscene. I wonder how many minutes of this game have been airship cutscenes.
There's been a lot, and they do take a while. But so much stuff happens. Like, all this stuff happens, like, either as they're about to get on the airship or just as they walk off the airship.
Right.
That's where all the big conversations are going on.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely not really been grinding in this game or just any kind of... It's been fairly action-packed, I would say. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. For a 3-hour RPG, this game does keep moving forward. I would actually say this holds interest better than a lot of RPGs that I've seen, in that you really are just constantly making progress. Well, good news. It looks like we have all our party members again, or at least most of them.
I'm not sure. Okay, so the man who greeted us is from the Saryu tribe, and he was sent by your father to tell you to go meet him, so you follow him to the village. It takes us to a cliff overhanging the village. He tells us about the history of Saryu. So we're getting a little bit of history.
Yeah, there have been a lot of history lessons in this game.
There's a lot of lore to be told. But then giant laser beams from the sky destroy the village. Bummer.
Sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah, they just got Death Star right there.
Yeah. That was the test run, right?
Wow. Well, man, we were there at just the right time, I guess.
Yeah.
So we go down to investigate the ruins to see if there's any survivors.
Man, why are all the survivors bad guys?
Maybe they were turned into bad guys by the destructive power of this of the space lasers. Okay, so here we're fighting 5 man-eaters, 6 blood skeletons, and 1 insane minotaur. Or minotaur. They are actually taking out...
All right.
Yeah, for once they actually took out the big enemy before taking out the other little side minions.
Right.
Oh, we have a death here. Or do we?
So maybe a few. They don't seem to have been of much consequence though thus far. I mean, he's had several of those, and
hasn't set him back.
No.
I don't know. There was a bit of a reaction on the camera over there when they went through that. Those two characters dying.
Yeah, maybe that was unplanned. I guess we'll find out.
Wow, nice shot with that explosion. You got them grouped really well there. I would imagine that's part of the strategy for optimizing these battles, is grouping the enemies so the area of effect spells can be done more efficiently. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, you gotta think at least some of these are intentional, though.
Right. It could speed the battle up having fewer of these useless characters. I mean, because a lot of these characters aren't doing anything in the battle besides taking up turns.
Right.
But then again, the death cutscene takes some time, and whatever he has to do to revive them might take time as well, so I don't know.
I don't think he had to do a whole lot after that last battle. I mean, he lost, what, like 4 people in that last battle, and then they all just kind of reappeared.
I didn't see if he actually used an item to bring them back, or if they just come back after the battle, assuming somebody survives. And we're dynamiting these last man-eaters here. Oh no, we got a blood skeleton left. That hits pretty hard. 22 damage from one of those things.
Few more enemies here. Oh, it's one of those ones that can spawn more, of course. Wondering if that's luck based, or if it's something you can manipulate.
Are they attacking the flame? That's what's happening there? Looks like they're attacking that campfire.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like he's gonna take out these last 3.
Before they keep multiplying.
Could use a spell. Nope.
Now remember, we came to this place because we were summoned here by someone who says we're supposed to go meet Ark's father. This village. We get to this village, the whole thing gets destroyed, so... Does that mean Ark's father just got destroyed, or what? What happened?
I think we're going to be running into the Saryu Elder, and he's going to give us some additional information about our father. I think that's him right there.
Get some questions answered here?
Yeah, I think he's going to give us some pointers, and maybe even something else. I think he might be passing along the Elder's charm. And then we're going to head out once he does that.
Yep, it just gives us a little bit more lore about Ark's father before collapsing.
Alright, so I believe we may Maybe headed to the water shrine at this point.
Some words being exchanged between us and General Casadal and his troops. And then they leave us and they enter the water shrine where we have to fight monsters, so they got a bit of a head start on us here.
Oh, they got the jump. All
Giant
right.
fly! Watch out. So let's see if once
one large fly.
Yeah, that's a big. That's one of the bigger sprites that we've seen so far for these enemies. Attack up with that war drum, and he is attacking the giant fly first. In a lot of these fights, we see the strategy being to attack the smaller minions and then focus on the big guy later, but maybe not so much here. So the small things are called flesh rippers, and the big thing is called a brain picker.
Oh man.
That's great. Great names.
So the brain picker has around 500 HP. So it might take a little while to take him out, but apparently this fight isn't too bad. Should be able to get through it relatively easily.
Yeah, these flesh rippers look like they're pushovers.
Yeah.
Oh, getting our brain picked. Ooh, 52 though. That's pretty hefty.
That's substantial. That's substantial, but we're dealing over 100 each time, so just maybe one more attack or two more. There it is.
108. Okay, wow.
See you later, brain picker.
So we enter the shrine after this battle and we confront General Casadal once again. Ark has some very choice words for Casadal. Casadal's getting angry. His troops transform into monsters. The general himself transforms into a monster, and now we're gonna fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised there was even any dialogue there.
No.
I mean, I thought we already had done the talking.
In this fight, we got 4 Dark Monks, 4 Necromancers, 4 Vampire Bats, and a Fire Golem.
Apparently, this is the only battle that has a fire golem.
Yeah, this speedrun relies pretty heavily on just Ark to do all the work.
Yeah.
A couple of the other characters have done something, but yeah, it's mostly your main characters working.
I mean, it is his game, right? So why not? Why not let him
just give him the ball and have him run with it the whole time?
Yeah, man. He's the MVP.
Well, he sure took out those... I guess those were Dark Monks. He took those things out. I didn't even see what happened to the Fire Golem. Did he already take that down? Is that already dead? Oh no, it's up there. There we go.
That's it. Made pretty quick work of it, though.
Yeah. Just doing
So we still
cleanup.
got a few bats. Yeah, clean up the bats, and then we're good to go. Yeah, once we take care of these guys, we can go see the Water Guardian.
Yeah, this was the last thing standing in our way. Okay, cool. We're heading into the water temple. We meet the Water Guardian. Ark pleads his case to the Water Guardian that not all of humanity is is quite so bad. And the Water Guardian is eventually convinced. It's going to take a little talking first, but
Not everyone turns into monsters when they get angry. There are some good people.
Yeah. See, we're not all bad, Water Guardian. There we go. He does give us the Water Stone.
Alright. I think that may be the final stone.
Also got a new summon from that, Fujin. I don't know how much that's going to get used. We'll find out, I guess. This is usually the point in the game where Gorin pulls his staff out, and the staff tells him what we're supposed to do next. Oh, there's his staff, glowing staff.
There it is. Like clockwork, man.
We're less than 2 hours into a run with a 3-hour estimate. So, I mean, we have... And this guy's PB, as we said before, is a 241, so we have a fair amount of game left, even under the best circumstances.
Yeah, even if he's on PB pace. Something tells me that's probably not the case, though, in this scenario.
No, that'd be pretty unlikely to get a PB in a marathon.
Yeah. I mean, people have done that before, you know, like you, for instance.
Right, but generally
other people.
Not someone who's gotten a PB just within the last 2 weeks. You know, it's more likely if, you know, you were derusting and this is your first real run since you used to play it years ago kind of thing. But this guy's fresh on the game.
And the longer the game, I think it's a little tougher. I mean, it's happened enough times. I think at least once per GDQ, there's somebody gets a PB or a world record, right?
Okay, so we are back at Palencia Castle, and the guards started to give us some guff there, so Tosh goes and whacks the guard. Being the loose cannon that he is.
Yeah, he gets a little angry sometimes.
I mean, this is the place where he was imprisoned. They had him thrown in the dungeon down here, so I get why.
Well, maybe that. Yeah, yeah. He's probably having some flashbacks and.
Yeah, he just got triggered.
Just happened to take it out on that guy. You know, it's like wrong place, wrong time.
Alright, so they're just hanging around and they're watching these scientists. I don't even know what these guys' jobs are, these guys in the lab coats. But notably, they forget to close the door behind them. And so we decide, hey, what the heck, we got nothing else to do here. Let's go in this door that they left open.
One at a time also, single file. Please don't everyone go at once.
Oh wow, they actually are scientists. I'm reading ahead here. Looks like they really are. They really were scientists who are not very good about closing the door. Security's kind of lax here in this facility. Taking the elevator all the way down to the basement, which is the bio lab.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be something nasty down there, I'm sure.
I've got a report due for bio lab tomorrow. I gotta go see you guys. Okay, so as we walk in, we surprise these scientists, and they become angry at our intrusion into their lab, even though they left the door open, basically asking us to come in here and trespass. And they are not happy. Yeah, he's the head scientist here. He is pissed off. And he decides he's going to do something about it. So he gets mad, and he pulls out this secret experimental potion. He drinks it right there, and look what the effect of this potion is.
Did he just turn into a monster?
He turned into a monster.
I would not have guessed that.
Because that doesn't happen every other time that we talk to humans that we then fight. They don't just morph into monsters and fight us. At least this guy had somewhat of an excuse. He drank a potion that he pulled out of his pocket. And he is a scientist, and that's what they do all day, is make potions that turn people into things. So
usually.
It all makes sense.
I mean, if you're going to be a good scientist, you got to come up with some solid potions, right?
Right, and then you have to be willing to drink a potion that you made as part of your experiment when someone makes you angry.
Yeah, well, you got to be the lab rat sometimes, you know? You got to take that chance.
Mm-hmm. So we're fighting here 4 wicked monks, 4 blood slimes, and 1 wyvern. Here's a new spell.
Oh yeah. That's how you get things done right there.
Right. Yeah, that second one finally took out those, I guess they're called wicked monks. And now we gotta face the wyvern. Using the tornado spell on us. Only 6 damage, nothing to be worried about. Yeah, it says here that these things that they're fighting now, they're called wicked monks. They're the more threatening of the enemies in this group. That the wyvern is not really going to be doing much damage. It's mostly these guys we have to worry about.
That's good to know. Let's hope none of these slimes spawn more slimes.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Oh no, we could take them out. Take them out right now.
Another one of those campfires popped up. I didn't see what caused that, but we saw one of those in an earlier battle.
Yeah, Yeah, and that was, I think he was abusing it to kill off some of the party members, actually.
Is that what he was doing? I couldn't tell if he
I
was
think so.
trying to attack the flames or if he was using the flames to kill people to speed the battle up.
Yeah, I think that was part of it. Man, this final slime.
It's
Final
just
slime
split.
is just not giving it up.
It just split
twice.
Again. Yeah. Oh, another dead one.
Rip.
That got quite a reaction from the couch crew there, so I don't know.
Oh no.
He looks.
Definitely not planned.
That's not the character that you can let die.
When you're using Changara, you know there's something wrong now.
Yeah.
I think it's because that he probably got bad luck with those slimes. They just kept respawning. He was almost at the end of the battle. They just kept splitting. He probably just needed one more hit. Watch, final hit, guaranteed. Yep. But, of course.
Oh yeah, 121. He's dead.
It's always that last hit, man. It's always the toughest one to get.
So I wonder what are the consequences for his character having died there. Is this just gonna mess with his leveling, or is it really just a slight time setback? 'Cause we got the whole party back again, right? All 7 of us are still here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it was just killing his pace a little bit, but not something worse.
Yeah. So Ark makes his way up to this creature that's encased in glass. The creature speaks and reveals that it is the Fire Guardian being kept captive there. His life energy was being drained by those scientists, and it's because of that Sierra has been able to have such rapid development. They were using the Fire Guardian's energy. They were evil scientists, apparently. So,
is there another kind? I tell you what.
There's good scientists
at least in video games. I mean, well, I guess there's Dr. Light. He's a good scientist.
Sure,
right?
Batman's a good scientist too. There's lots of good scientists. All right, so Ark frees this creature from the entrapment, and the Fire Guardian says that he won't forgive humanity, and that makes Ark cry. So then Gauguin tells the Fire Guardian how wrong the Fire Guardian is, and that he should rethink his opinion.
Did he just, drop? Chat is calling for us to do a co-op run of this at AGDQ 2018.
All right, we'll do it.
We are the best qualified people for this, clearly. Oh, man.
Okay, so it turns out we do get the Firestone after all. His mind was changed there. But suddenly, the scientist that we thought was defeated gets back up and activates the self-destruct mechanism.
Uh-oh.
So we've got to race to this elevator to get the heck out of here, but as we get to the elevator, we're ambushed by a team of enemies. And the rest of the party leaves, but Ark and Kuhuru stay behind to fight this battle. Our original team is going to do all the work here while everyone else escapes.
Well, at least it's not a timed escape, right? You don't have the clock ticking down and just adding additional pressure.
Right, yeah, I mean, I would guess that if you hung out in this battle indefinitely that it would not self-destruct on you. I mean, otherwise there'd probably be some sort of timer on the screen or some sirens going off or whatnot.
Well, as we make our escape, I'd just like to remind everybody and those of you just joining us that this is RTA in Japan, first large-scale live speedrunning marathon in Japan, and we're doing an English language restream of it here on Speed Gaming. And as you can probably tell, Feasel and I are not the most qualified commentators for this particular game, but we were unable to find somebody that was. So we're just kind of trying to tell you the story here, although I will say that the next game coming up after this one, Valkyrie Profile, we do have commentators that are very, very familiar with the game. They're going to really be going into a little bit more of the technical side of things. So that'll be fun and exciting. But for now, I think we're getting pretty far into the run here. I mean, it's probably maybe just another 40 to 45 minutes left, right?
Yep, we're probably going to look at about 40 more minutes of gameplay is my guess, or so. 40 to 45, sounds about right. So as we're taking this elevator back up, we're once again attacked. We're not out of the water yet. This time it's 2 wyverns. No, these are called Fate Dragons. 2 Fate Dragons. Both attacking the hero.
All right, now the runner seems a little more happy about what's going on, I think.
Yeah, the mood there on camera seems to be a lot more comfortable here. Yeah, that battle was no problem. Just used that summon and it took them both out. It's a good thing those scientists left that door open. We never would have done all this.
Yeah, yeah. And this event will be running through Thursday evening, East Coast time, possibly into Friday morning, I think. And I think we're going to be covering the majority, if not all, of the event. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we should be on for the whole thing right up till the end of tomorrow. It's another day and a half of this left. Well, after the battle, Ark and Kakuru make it all the way back up to the top, and they rejoin the rest of the team to confront Andal. And we come upon the dying king. Here's the king. Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, he was sick earlier and he got better. I guess he took a turn for the worst.
Yeah, it came back on him, and now the whole place is going to collapse. He does not look like he's in good shape at all. So the king tells Ark of his intention of getting rid of Yashua, and then he dies. Should I know who Yashua is? I don't know if
I don't think we've heard that name yet.
It may have been mentioned in some of the dialogue, but I'm only really seeing just a part of it here. Let's see, yeah. That is what the king tells him, and then the king dies. And of course, someone has to come in and say, hey guys, stop standing around, this place is collapsing. There always has to be somebody who mentions that. The plan is to rush to the roof of the castle. Their best chance for escape. Honestly, I think anywhere besides right here would be an improvement.
Yeah. No question about it.
This is the Palencia city streets. A newscast comes on the screen. It's propaganda. It's blaming Ark for the assassination of the king.
Oh,
These are
man.
lies being broadcast to the people. Ark is now blamed for the assassination of the king and the destruction of the castle.
He just can't catch a break, I'm telling you.
He did not deserve that. And then Andal right there comes on and tells everyone that he is constructing the Palencia Tower, which will be the new headquarters for the military state that he's constructing.
So he's just trying to take over at this point. It's a power grab.
Right. There's no way that delivering that kind of news could be comforting. There's no way you can make that sound like everything's fine, don't worry. I'm going to construct a new military state, and here's the giant tower that I'm building. There's no way you can spin that so it sounds like it's a good thing.
I'm sure Ark and his team are going to have something to say about all that.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
They're not going to take too kindly to it.
Wait, so that's us? We've all been transformed?
Yeah, we're not looking so good if that's our team.
Oh, okay. This is all right, this is the plan here. Okay.
Are we in disguise?
Yeah, we're in disguise. That's the plan. All right. So we were worried that we were going to be captured if we tried to re-enter Syria now at this point because of that fake news broadcast and all that stuff. So Changara has this great idea of we turn everybody into hemojis.
There we go. That's a brilliant plan.
All right. So everyone spam your hemojis. Wow. Look at us.
Oh, man.
Look at this party now. Those are really silly looking faces, dude.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
So they've changed back. I guess they're out of danger now.
Well, danger's always just right around the corner in this game, though. There has not been a lot of slow moments.
Well, it keeps moving forward. I like this, though. The plot keeps moving. The battles do take a while, but I think that's the distinct lack of grinding I really appreciated so far in this run.
Definitely. Well,
yeah,
looks like those two are going alone.
Heading off alone. The rest of the team waits for them. It's back to Kukuru and Ark again, our original party. So once we get to the top of the mountain, Kukuru starts to get a bit introspective here and recalls the beginning of the team's journey. They talk about that for a bit. And they have a romantic little scene and there's a kiss. Oh, the love story.
Gotta mix a little bit of that in, right?
And after that little scene, they put out the flame, and then the Ark Ghoul comes out and flies off towards Ark. Towards the Ark. Not Ark like us, but ARK.
Right. That looks like the rest of the team wants to get involved.
Yeah, they got a little worried about those two. I didn't want to leave them alone together, I guess. So they head off to find them. And for once, we have the rest of the party, besides our overpowered main character, is going to have to fight these things.
Oh, they're actually going to have to do something. This should be interesting.
I think we're still separated. I don't think this is the full party at the moment. Oh no, it is. But they're just coming from different sides of the battlefield.
Yeah, this battle is like really spread out
Yep.
compared to some of the others.
So we have 6 Archknights, 4 Dragonflies, and 3 Wizards to deal with here. Yeah, the next game we have coming up after this is Valkyrie Profile. We've got probably, I would say, another 30-35 minutes or so of this game left. I'm not really sure how far behind his PB he is, but if his PB is any indication, we've got another, about 30-ish minutes left. There's the death scene.
And another one.
Mm-hmm. And another death.
Runner doesn't look concerned. I'm sure these are intentional once again.
Ooh, everyone's nodding. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's not a problem. That one died.
Yeah. Getting rid of the dead weight. Oh. The monk getting in there a little bit. Oh.
Well, he was.
He was for a minute, and then it was all over for him.
Yeah. I like how their death cutscenes are just a little bit different. There's slightly different stuff raining from the sky. Yeah, this spell's been getting a lot of use lately.
Yeah, that's got to be the most powerful spell, I think.
At this
the
point
last
in time.
one acquired.
Yeah. He's almost done with this battle. He has a lot of these dragonflies left, though.
Yeah, those are annoying little enemies.
And the Archknights, too, I suppose. I hadn't noticed all those taking their turn. But not a lot of party members left, so...
Yeah, so it should be quick the rest of the way.
Right, but you better watch out, because... Does he have anybody else still alive? I mean, there must be somebody. I don't think I saw 6 death scenes.
I don't think he could... Well, I'm sure Changara is still there. Changara is the one that revived Ark the last time when things went really wrong.
Oh,
so
right.
He's probably off hiding somewhere in a corner, I'm sure, as usual.
He's off, like, running into a wall somewhere at the edge of the battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh. Only 4 damage. Nothing. And then I think that was a counterattack. I think he was dealt 4 damage and then struck back again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that counterattack is really good.
That's vicious.
Saves him some time. He gets to kill enemies even when it's not his turn. Very nice. Another area of effect attack.
A nice one.
That's only going to take out 2 of them, I think. It didn't look like he got the lower left one.
No.
Oh no, he took the one on the left there.
That's pretty good.
Did kill 3 things.
That was pretty strong. Nice grouping once again.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of this movement is really just to get these enemies grouped so that his area of effect spells can kill more of them at once. I also think it's cool that you can get level ups right there in the middle of battle. Like, you do an action, immediately you get a level up.
Right, right. Yeah, it's just right on the spot. Boom.
He's gonna get all 3 with this one. What is
So
this
again, our
attack?
runner is Yagami, and I'm gonna post his Twitter again in chat, just in case any of you want to follow him. I'm sure he'd be posting about any progress he'd have in this.
There we go. Yeah, we don't have a Twitch link.
No,
for
unfortunately, we
stream,
don't.
But you can
I
follow his
believe
Twitter.
he probably streams on Nico currently.
Most likely.
So if you can access that site, then hopefully be able to find him.
It's Yagami, not Yagami.
All right, thank you for the correction.
I'm not saying that that's the authoritative answer. That's just what I read. I didn't think that putting accents on specific syllables was normally part of Japanese pronunciation. I thought that's just something that we do in the West. Maybe I'm wrong.
I am definitely not knowledgeable on the language and pronunciation differences, but
I talked to Oxwos about pronunciation before this, and he was like, "Oh, it's fine. Just pronounce it however you like. It's fine. It's not important.
Don't worry about it.
Just pronounce it however. It's fine."
I mean, I know they're pretty happy that we're doing this restream to kind of bring some more attention to the event. You know, especially in the West, because it's not something that, you know, since a lot of them stream on Nico, you know, we may never get to see these kind of runs from them or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The language barrier definitely makes it tricky. So we're doing our best here to provide the English language restream, and things will get better. We actually have commentary pretty well covered after this. I feel like I think there's not too many games remaining that we do not have game-specific commentators that will be able to do really, really strong technical commentary the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's only 3 more games for which we don't have any commentators, and none of them are as long as this.
Yeah,
so
I think they're all
short.
pretty short games.
Yeah. It was just unfortunate because we had one of the longer runs earlier where the commentator had to drop out. So that's
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're already on to the next fight here. Oh, at some point there, the forest spirit thanked us and gave us the silk belt.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Poexel just linked a picture there that they tweeted from the event. Some behind the scenes pictures.
Alright, I gotta see what this looks like.
Very nice.
Yes, so far we've just seen this small glimpse, you know, just through the run camera here.
Yeah, that kind of gives you a broader view of what's going on. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's a first time event, so they're starting out relatively small, but it is certainly something that has tremendous potential. We all know there's just so many great Japanese speedrunners, RTA players in all different types of games, you know, ranging from RPGs to retro stuff to the newer stuff, and they have that on display here. I mean, I think they certainly had a pretty diverse game list, as we discussed earlier. Like, it could have been more heavy on the RPG side.
Yeah, but they definitely ended up being pretty diverse. There's like 3 sports games plus dodgeball. No, I think that's including dodgeball. 3 sports games. There's like golf, there's baseball, and dodgeball.
Right.
Right, and then a couple of RPGs, a bunch of platformers. There's at least one racing game in there.
I have to say I'm slightly surprised at the lack of more of the old NES games, because they have really big communities for those. Like Mega Man, there's only one Mega Man game. There's no Ninja Gaiden games, which those are games that have very, very large Japanese player bases. And they're short too. But I have a feeling that if they expand the event next year, we're probably gonna see a little more of that. And I guess it also just depends on who you can get to the event. You know, there's probably only so many people that were willing to come out this first time around. But in the future, I have a feeling that they're going to get a lot more people. They may double in size next year. That's a pretty easy projection to make, I think. So anyhow, looks like we're at a critical moment here. All of the orbs are
stones.
Stones, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, all the stones being put inside.
Stones being put there.
Okay. And we go into the waterfall.
So he's going to have to fight the final battle here to harness the full power of the Arc. So I think that's what we're headed to do right now.
Yep, this is the last battle.
So this is not going to be an easy one then, because you can look at the timer here and see we're just under 2 hours and 30 minutes. And his best time, you said, was 2:40? 2:41?
Yep.
2:41.
I'm wondering if he's either going to get a massive PB here, or if this is going to be a really long battle, or if the timing method is timing to the end of the credits instead of the end of carriage control.
I'm
thinking it very likely might be that third option. So here I'm back in the illusion world again. We're fighting one dark Arc. That's like Arc like you. It's dark version of you. Dark Kukuru. Dark Poco. Dark Tosh. Dark Ogun, Dark Iga. Look at this, fighting all our dark selves.
We lost one already. I have a feeling that this final battle is going to be a bit tricky, especially if he's going to be losing a lot of these party members like that. I mean, we just haven't seen a whole lot of struggle outside of there was one battle that was a little bit like we could tell things were going a little bit wrong, but outside of that, he's really been cruising through this game here. So I'm interested to see how this final battle goes.
Oh, another death.
Yeah, I mean he's fine with it so far.
Yeah, you can tell by the reactions when something unexpected happens. That's really our only indication for which of these deaths are okay and which ones aren't.
Man, I'm really hoping for massive PB here. That would be amazing. Because he said it was just 2 weeks ago that he got his most recent PB in this game. And he's well ahead of so many people on that leaderboard. That would just be crazy to do that, pull that off at like the first ever live event. Probably the first time this guy's played live.
It's almost done here. Just Arc left and the dark, what's his name? The wimpiest of our characters when they're on our team.
Shangara. Yeah, he took him out, no problem. No surprises there. Well, hopefully he recoups the rest of the party for for what I imagine will be another
So
battle.
you think
right?
it'll be a two-parter?
Yeah, maybe even a three-parter.
I don't know. He just put the controller down.
Wow. Maybe he's just taking a break.
I think it's GG. Let me see what the Japanese chat. There's GGs in the Japanese chat.
No way.
I don't.
Even if the credits are really long, this gotta be a PB, right? Like even
I'm
if
not
they're
actually
timing until the end.
Yeah, maybe. And we're not sure that they're timing it to the end at this point. So it either is a massive PB for him, or it is potentially at least somewhat of a PB for him. Let's
Oh man.
see.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now, seeing what's gonna happen here. We had somebody earlier in the chat that seemed pretty familiar with the game, CJ Jensen, but I'm not sure where CJ went.
His PB is 241. We're just unsure if the timing goes up to the end of the battle, or if it goes to the end of the end credits.
There's got to be more, man. It can't be that easy.
Well, it's just that he sat on that text prompt for a while, and then it advanced, and I couldn't. I would imagine that if you're timing to the end of credits, you would be advancing through the text. No, actually, he was showing him a timer there, so I wonder if that, or something. I wonder if he was just confirming that it was a record. I mean, they haven't stopped the timer for this, so they probably do timing to the end of credits. So maybe at this point they're just speculating about how long it's going to be from here to the end.
Maybe this is it.
Yeah, he's not pressing any buttons to advance the text, so it is in autoplay mode.
Wow. So now it's just, can we beat it? The text going to be done in the next 8 minutes, less than 8 minutes.
Go text go. Yeah, I mean, if we could hear that, if we could understand the Japanese commentary, we would. They probably know what the offset is. I'm sure they have this number memorized, and they can already tell what the final time is going to be.
Yeah, they know, but we don't know, right? It's going to be a surprise for us, or maybe somebody's just like sleeping on the timer. No, he's like, no, don't say anything yet. Like, he's like, don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it. We got to see what happens. Oh, wow. Go text, go. Come on. Well, I guess endings are typically fairly long in RPGs, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. So we know that we've got a lot to see here. Alright, so we're back outside the waterfall. These people have maybe come to do what? I guess they're taking the Ark then? Is that what's going on here?
I think that is the Ark, but I don't know why they're doing it. See, I'm trying to see if I can read what the ending is. I don't see it here. We've been looking at this one of the walkthroughs for this game, which has been pretty good about explaining what's happening in each of these cutscenes, but it does not have the ending explained.
Well,
the continent being torn.
Things happening right now. There's appears to be some rumblings going on, and we have a separation of our party. And they're just gonna leave. It's like, all right, well, we can't help you out anymore. And very nice sunset. That's always a good thing to see at the end, right? That's
Sunset.
it's the ending of a lot of games. I feel like I've beaten multiple video games that end with some sort of a sunset.
Yeah, either a sunset or a castle crumbling, one of those two.
Yeah, yeah. So this is that guy that was leading the group that took the Ark. Mythical pointing out that Romancing Saga, which was earlier, had a sunset moment as well. Alright. Definitely have to see the airship again. There's no way that we were getting out of that one, right?
Yeah, one of the most prominently featured characters in this whole run, the airship.
I have to say I'm a little bummed that we didn't get to see Tosh unleash the fury again. He had that one great moment and then kind of just hung around.
We had that second moment where he took out the guard as we were entering the king's castle.
Well, that's true.
That was
You're right,
that was
you're
really
right.
that was
That
it
was-
though.
That was his encore. That was his encore performance.
Is this the one party member we left behind when the
Yeah.
earth shattered?
Yep. This is Kukuru, I believe, who we opened the game with, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're closing in here, man. We are closing in. Do we know it's 241 what? What's the...
241.15.
241.15. Alright, come on, credits. You must go faster!
Everyone's looking over at the tech station. We're still seeing credits though. Everyone's clapping.
Yeah, yeah. Just gotta be close to the end here.
That timer is still running though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the runner's about to get up and leave. He's not even sticking around for the final time, unless they've just already called time there and like he PB'd by 5 minutes. There it is. No, it's not. Come on. What's happening?
It's 241.15. That's the time that his PB is. So
All right,
let's...
241.15. So we need these credits to roll just a little bit. He's not even sticking around, man. This can't be it. If he just took off. Well, either way, no matter what, even if these credits last for another 10 minutes, he would still be 10 minutes under the estimate. And if they are indeed going to let them play out to the end. So, a great run by Yagami, regardless. It just seemed really smooth the entire time. There was like that one part where I think he had an unexpected party member go down, and everybody was kind of freaking out a little bit, but then he like recovered it. Oh, there's 241.15. Credits are still going.
Yep, not a PB for him, but he didn't miss by much. I mean, these credits can't last forever. We've already seen this airship like 35 times in the credits.
Yeah. We didn't see the airship enough during the run, so they're like, all right, in case you missed it during the credits, we must show it another 7 times. Yeah, so next up we have Valkyrie Profile. And that is actually going to be run by the organizer himself, Mocha, or Mocha Pier, as he is known. And joining in on the commentary, we're going to have our good friends Poexel and Mythical 9. More airship. Yeah, they're really only listing like a few people per credit screen anyway, so it's kind of, you know, it could be a while depending on how many people worked on this game. And our favorite airship, once again.
Back again.
That could be the last time. Nope, now we're going straight text. Well, I guess the one nice thing about this, though, just letting the credits run, is they're letting the next runners set up and whatnot, right? Get situated.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there'll be less transition time before the next run. And I mean, these guys are doing a really good job of staying on schedule for a first-time event, wouldn't you say?
I think so. I'm considering the technical problems that they had with the 3DS earlier that really set them back. This, well, I mean, I guess they kept going with the run, but still, it was a lot of setup time before and after.
Right.
They still managed to not be too far behind schedule, and they do have a setup block coming up this evening at some point, so they're going to get right back on schedule at some point.
They do. I think that's going to be right around the time of the Mario games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's going to be right after the game after the Mario games.
Okay. So yeah, we have a lot of games that you'll see Japan only, but we will also have a lot of the classic hits that everyone is familiar with, like Super Mario Brothers. We're gonna have some GoldenEye later. We're gonna have some Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64, DKC 2, Banjo-Kazooie. So there's quite a few hits coming up here.
You forgot Pro Golfer Saru and Battle Dodgeball.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Pro Golfer Saru, and I think we even may have Big John doing some commentary on that, as a matter of fact, because we know he has an affinity for the golf games.
That's right.
He is quite the commentator. So
he is, man who loves golf.
Yeah. I think we're definitely gonna have him on board for Lost Levels. That's for sure. We got some Pokemon games coming up later as well. Can't leave those out.
Yeah, tonight we have 6 hours of Pokemon this evening.
Yes,
Pokemon Red and
yes.
Blue and Pokemon Black 2 White 2.
There will be. Gonna have some Final Fantasy. So for all of you that love the RPGs, we're gonna have some Final Fantasy and some Dragon Quest V, Final Fantasy Legend, which will also be commentated by Poexel, who's coming on next.
Oh, we have a to be continued. That looks like the end of some credits. Stop that timer.
Stop the timer, man. Do it.
Oh, it's still moving.
It's moving. There's nobody there to say "and time." Everybody already left.
That's got to be the end, right? They just
Okay.
they wrap back the title screen.
Yeah, it went back there. So that was about 247.
Yeah, it was a high 246. It was probably where it ended, somewhere the mid.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, 246, 45 or something.
Right. So for a game that is nearly 3 hours, I think being 5 minutes off of your PB when you are the world record holder is pretty darn good. So really, really nice run there. I think we're just going to be doing some setup for our next game. Getting in our new commentators.
You can hop over into the other voice channel and see if they're ready to come on here. Oh, here they come.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, hi.
Welcome.
That Arc the Lad.
Oh yeah.
That was the
a good
game.
one.
Like the lad.
He was quite the lad, no doubt about it, and a great run. So, well, with that, welcome Grand Pooh Bear, Mythical 9, and Poexel. I'm gonna step out, and thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah. Arc the Lad was great.
I liked how the final boss was Dark Arc too, so it was Dark Arc the Lad.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I'm excited to hear about this. By the way, my name is Grand Pooh Bear. We got Mythical and Poexel with us here today. And Feasel, of course. Thank you, Feasel, for putting on a lot of this. We're excited for this next game, Valkyrie Profile.
Yeah, this is a cool game. It can seem kind of impenetrable.
It's a very unique game.
Yes.
I really could be impressed to think of any other either RPG or just game period that's kind of blends genres and storytelling and mythology like Valkyrie Profile does.
Yeah, there's a very clear turn-based RPG, a battle system, but there's also just straight up like you're platforming. You even have an ability to create platforms
Out of ice crystals.
And there's also this idea of recruiting people and building them up and sending them off to fight a war, and the entire game is just preparing for this final battle. And beyond just the mechanics, also just the theme and the tone of the game is really, really dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, we've got plenty of time to talk about the premise and backstory of the game, just because unfortunately, like most PlayStation 1 era RPGs, cutscenes are unskippable, and we've got about half an hour of them before the run really begins in earnest.
Well, and that's something that's very interesting to me. Looking at it for the first time, it's only a 55-minute estimate. So it's a very quick RPG run.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the real kind of cool things about this game is that you get to choose your own destiny. There's multiple endings that, Mocha is going to be running the B ending, which is the